Just let all this man's light friggin' packs. Alright, we should be good to go.
Alright.
So yeah, Shaman King, still no ghost game. I don't know what's going on. I guess when they said hiatus, they actually meant it and not like, you know, like a week off or something.
Well, yeah, well, you could have a week hiatus, but yeah, the problem is Toei got hacked or whatever.
Yeah, so that's gonna continue being a thing, I guess.
Yep.
So, hey, how do you feel about the patched Neutrality song?
It's,
There are no gods. Good and evil are subjective. Tell my wife I said hello.
Yeah, it's like there is no good or evil and like whatever, and it's like, alright.
Light up the beige alert.
There is no good or evil, says the man who, like, kills an unconscious guy.
To be fair, our heroes are also just murdering their way through this place.
Yeah,
just like straight up.
Yeah, but they have every intention to just revive everybody.
Man,
I'm certain the Patch tribe is like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill them, and they're just gonna stay dead.
I legitimately have no idea if, like, the writer wants me to, like, agree with this song or not. Because it's like, these are ideas they've been planting throughout the series, but also he's, like, voicing them through the bad guy as he, like, laughs and, like, kills people. And then, like, just, you know, like, throws his giant, like, spiders around because evil.
Yeah, and they brainwash somebody because he doesn't agree with their ideals.
Oh,
like, they're evil.
I can't believe we got Good and Evil is Subjective the musical. the moral subjectivity song. Oh man, but yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, yeah, Point Goal is finally up now.
Nice.
Yeah, at least it should be. I don't know, I can't exactly see it. Whatever, it's fine. It's probably up there. I assume it's still up. But yeah, like, hopefully that works out. I've never actually done it before. You know, some things that irk me out the adaptation to this episode. Oh, really?
I do not have an option to redeem points for the thing.
Crap, I may not have done the point thing correctly then, which is probably not... Well, whatever, I'll get it sorted out before the things, or probably. Yeah, so much nuance was lost. Oh, yeah. Like, well, man, I'm actually trying to think back. It's like, I feel like not that much was skipped over, but I also didn't rewatch the episode that hard. I kind of skimmed it. So I'm probably, like, missing a lot.
I mean, it makes sense to me, except for one part, and it's not even all that important.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't clicked start yet. Okay, yeah. No wonder. Oh, okay, there we go. Now it's going. Now we have a point challenge. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't donate points to my own challenge. Alright, makes sense.
Mm.
So yeah, before we get into this, I guess I'll say real quick, yeah, point challenge is up. If we get like 10,000 points before the end of the month, I will, like, give Phustus and or maybe Peter, like, a lecture on the lore of the Digimon Adventure series. Like, the first season and everything that leads up to it. So that should be fun. So yeah, First off, like, yes, they're finding Silva, and he just sort of leaves.
Yeah, that was so that part of the episode sucked.
Yeah, I'm not fond of him just leaving, but it's like, I'm fine with that. It's like,
He'll be the final boss.
yeah, like, may not the hardest opponent specifically, but he'll be the one Yo fights for sure because like it has to be, right? Like, you gotta give them that moment to be like, okay, Silva, do all the cool stuff you hadn't done before, and we'll pit your skills against like Yo's ideology or whatever, right?
Yeah,
And yeah, we'll see whether or not good and evil are subjective, I guess, is where this is going.
yeah, but also I'm annoyed that we got denied like a real good fight.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like way higher on this episode than you are right now.
Huh? You think
For yeah.
you're harder on it?
I think I'm like higher on. I probably should have
Oh,
said, yeah.
okay.
They have to explanation on how dying his little time. Right, yeah, that's a thing, yeah. Yeah, like, so on the manga, like, Silva leaves and everyone kind of speculates that, like, he's brainwashed, but maybe part of him was trying to, like, warn them or something. And they also say, like, yeah, if, that's what Silva's doing, then, like, it's gonna be like hard to do with the others. There's a limit to like how high your numbers can go and like, how much like dying can really do for you, basically. It's like, yeah, fair enough.
So you only get the really big boost after your first death.
Yeah, and then it's like it's implied that's like diminishing returns, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, cause like
Once you
Miss
start getting
Maiden's
used to it.
just like in the Iron Man just all the time, and it's probably not like doing much for her right now.
Yeah. Also, it really just seems like an inconvenience at this point.
Oh yeah, just straight up like
Because we see a moment where they have to like get ropes and pulleys and like whatever to lower, maybe not ropes and
yeah.
pulleys, but somebody's using something to like lower Faust and Maiden down a flight of stairs, and it's like just walk. Like Faust makes sense, but like Miss Maiden and the gigantic Iron Maiden get out and walk.
Oh yeah, sup Dev. I
Yeah.
finally started my first channel challenge. The first point challenge to spin things on. Oh man.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, I
I
feel
mean,
like so here's the thing. At first I was like, alright, Miss Man's thing seems like huge inconvenience just carrying the big Iron Maiden around. And
yeah.
I thought that for like a second, and it's like, oh wait, that's probably her medium, isn't it? Just like straight up. She
I don't
needs
know.
it to fight, so they have to lug it around.
Well, she picked a really stupid medium.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I get to like I forgot the numbers. I think it's like 10,000. Yeah. If I had to like 10,000 points before the end of the month, I will like just do an extended podcast episode explaining the lore of Digimon Adventure to Phustus and
Isn't it?
potentially Peter.
Isn't it more than just adventure? Aren't we gonna go over like adventure 02 and
I'm
tamers?
So the idea I have is like, yeah, like everything from the start of the adventure timeline up to the end of adventure specifically.
Okay. Oh yeah, so the
So
movies.
yeah,
Crap.
like all the dumb backstory and stuff from the R series, and we just stop at like, oh nice, yeah.
It is her medium. Okay, it's a stupid medium.
Yeah, thanks for a donation, man. So yeah, that's like a whole thing. Honestly, like I'll like think about this for a second. It's like, alright, Maiden's medium is like the giant, like literal Iron Maiden. That thing's probably hard as heck to break. It's probably really annoying to try to like break in an actual fight.
uh, not. I doubt it. Like not when everybody has superpowers.
Yeah, but it's like, you know,
Or
compared to like normal swords and stuff, it's like a giant steel, like unwieldy torture device you have to smash apart.
yeah, and then one of the patch is gonna have a oversoul power that lets them skewer straight through things, no matter how thick they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, that just rides. Yeah, like that must have like really sucked for her when they fought the spider guy, huh? And
yeah,
it's
because
like,
she's
oh yeah, just
uselessly.
dangle you upside down in the web while you're inside this literal medieval torture device.
Yeah,
Yeah, 10,000's a pretty small goal. Oh yeah, like I had no idea, how interested people are gonna be in this or Mars, so I set kind of low at first.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, I have over 100,000 channel points.
Yeah, but you have to actually show up and like donate them to the thing. I mean, like for you, that's not a problem, Lucky. It's just whether or
Yeah,
not you want to do that.
yeah. I was gonna say I could just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, this is. I feel like this is why there's like a load of like 2,000 total points per stream or something. So people have to like keep coming back if they want to like get the points in.
See, I can't actually just dump it all at once.
Yeah, you have to like do like like something like 20% a stream or some crap for like it would be like 5 streams straight, but I feel
Yeah,
like people aren't gonna be like donating that often, honestly. Like I feel like it'll mostly just be like, just more people just feel like it and like D&D and stuff, which, yeah, that's fair, yeah.
yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to like get off topic with this. Alright, so like
I still stand by my thought that, like, even if the next episode features Miss Maiden and she does something important, it's like, I don't know, her medium is stupid and unwieldy and like seems like a really bad idea.
Man, Maiden's totally going to just like they're going to walk up to one of the patch members and she's just gonna be like, okay, and just like instantly execute them.
Yeah, that seems like her whole gimmick is just like, all right, guillotine and you're dead.
Yeah.
Then we move on.
You know what? Actually, no. I think that's what the conflict's gonna be. It's like she's gonna show up, like, be like, "Oh, but I don't want to kill anymore," and they're gonna be like, "No, Maiden, just do it," and she'll be like, "Okay."
And then yeah, I don't know. She won't use a guillotine because they have to be like intact.
Yeah. Well, you'll be intact after you get cut apart with a guillotine.
What? No, your head will be cut
Yeah,
off.
you didn't like, just sew that back on or whatever. Faust done worse. Never forget, like, Ryu got, like, both his arms, like, frozen and smashed apart, and they somehow fixed it.
Those are arms. We're talking about a decapitated head with your brain in it.
And I feel like if you could fix someone's arms, you could fix their... If you can, then boy, are some of these guys going to be unlucky afterwards.
There's a drastic difference between losing an arm and losing your head.
Oh boy. But yeah, so everyone's kind of like making their way through the thing, and we get some confirmation that it's like, okay, so how this works is there's something like, I think there's like 10 rooms, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's 10 rooms, and it's like they're all like, well, specifically, they're not rooms, they're quote unquote plants. That's very important that they call them plants because
Is
they
it?
would have the way to name the episode plant. And in the manga, every single person is like just confused by the patch tribesmen calling them plants.
Okay, so it's meant to be confusing.
It's yeah, I feel like it's meant to make enough sense, but also be like, wait, what?
Yeah, what do you mean plants?
And yeah, we have 10 plants to get through. They're all like different biomes. And like I didn't write, the names down. It's like desert, there's a valley,
We can just
ocean, tundra, plains, basic stuff. And at the
maybe we can
very end,
just
it's like
talk about them as we get
universe.
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, universe.
Yeah,
I,
and we...
I guarantee that for whatever reason, Horo won't make it to the tundra. Because
I
that would just make it too easy for him.
I really hope Horo makes it to the tundra and he just one-shots a dude, like, immediately.
That'd be pretty
Because
good.
it's like, he's in his element, so it's like, alright, yeah, ice everywhere. But yeah, it's like, we actually do see the shapes of these rooms and how I connect and stuff, and for the most part, it looks pretty normal, and then it's like the ocean's like, you have to go down or something, and the universe room's like a big weird sphere, so that should be fun.
We see the universe and it's just like the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
And it's like, alright, we're going to space, I guess.
What do you bet this is where we're gonna fight Silva?
Yeah, or Goldva.
Yeah, that's true. It could be Golva. Yeah, we still haven't seen what Golva does, but we know he's important.
She, I think.
Oh, is it? Alright, I actually didn't notice.
I think.
Wait, no, yeah, Golva.
The
Yeah,
old,
sorry,
the
I
old
was
lady?
thinking of, like, Necrome for some reason.
No, I'm talking about like the leader.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that actually makes complete sense now you mention it. Of course she'd be last.
Goldva's probably got some bull crap.
Yeah, man, what the heck is Golva gonna do?
Don't know.
Like, if, like, this is a world where spiritualism gives you power, and she's like an old shaman, like, leader lady. Like, literally, like, the Patch Elder.
Yeah.
Like, she's got some crazy crap. Man, alright, but yeah, so they're, like, heading towards the things, and we actually get some context. It's like, okay, everyone's like on a time limit. We have to be all these guys before we can get to how, like, it's like classic anime slash JRPG boss rush stuff, basically.
We got 15 hours, not including travel time.
Yeah, we gotta, like, deal with, like, all this stuff and beat them, and then there's, like, 5 hours to do a ceremony, and they'll be unconscious for 10. So, you know, we got time. It's just not, like, you know, an excessive amount.
Yep.
So yeah, fair enough. Also, it probably, like, doesn't help much that they're a bit slower than how I'd imagine, because they have to, like, carry all this, like, crap with them.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that Hal just gets to walk through the areas.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Like, all the hard stuff is done for him.
Yeah, you just gotta go through them. Man, that's like, that does feel really weird that it's like all these plants are basically just set dressing for the real guy, and then like everyone else has their like specialties.
Yeah. We blow through the first couple of guys relatively quickly.
Oh yeah. So it's like the main group gets into the... Right, before I go, I should probably mention real quick, there's a weird little bit in the manga where it's like Lyserg tries to do his dowsing stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, dowsing doesn't work here for some reason, that's weird. And it's like, sure, but also I'm not sure what good that would do him.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
yeah. What's his face here is sitting next to a pool of water.
You know what, I guess that's true, yeah.
So,
Yeah, you know what, actually, yeah, that's fair. Dowsing probably would have been useful. Alright, you know what, fair enough. Because I was thinking, like, it's a straight path. What do you need to douse for? We know the way forward. But, nah, that actually does make sense now you mention it.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like, he can't douse so, like, everyone else can, you know, struggle to find the water in the desert.
But he's literally, like, that's what I'm saying, though. They walk in, he's sitting at, like, a little oasis with, like, a little pond.
Yeah.
So who cares?
Wait, but then why? Alright, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
I was kind of confused about it, too.
Yeah, maybe the oasis is a barrage. I don't know, man. Some think the plants were gonna be used during the last part of the term, but since it was... Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's like, hey, last tournament phase, choose the area where you're literally at your, like, most powerful, and we'll, like, just average it out and, like, decide where we fight.
Mm.
Just like, hey, do you have an elemental power? Awesome. We're gonna give you the best chance physically possible. Yeah. So yeah, they go into the first plan, and it's like, hey, desert zone, and like, I am not going to remember the names of these patch-efficients.
Hey, me neither.
I'm just gonna, yeah.
I remember the next guy's name because it's easy to remember.
I forget what the next guy's was. I'm just gonna call this dude Red Snake or whatever. Was it Red Rope? Yeah, that's his,
Red Rope.
Yeah, just call him in. I I would rather call him Red Rope, honestly.
It was like Namari or something.
Yeah, just in case.
But yeah, so because it's a desert, Rin can't generate electricity, and because there's no water, supposedly, Horo can't make ice.
Alright, I'll go Nomara, yeah, because that's like the thing, yeah. Honestly, I like this gimmick a lot. Cause it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go through these environments, whatever, and it's like, oh, right, these environments actually have effects and, like, do things, and there's, like, a logic to them.
Yeah, because they're, like, magical biomes that are, like, real, I guess.
Yeah. So this is something I do about while it's on my mind, because, like, after they beat him, they do look around, and there's, like, a weird heat lamp on, like, a gear set, and, like, just fan panels in the background. So it's like, these places aren't magical, they're being maintained by ancient science that looks weirdly modern.
Traditional patch techniques.
Yeah, pretty much, just straight up. The traditional patch methods that allow them to create, like, an, like, eternal desert area underwater.
That allow the patch to terraform.
Yeah, just straight up. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, environmental effects are a thing, but also, like, there's a logic to them, and if you can, like, find a workaround for the logic, you can, like, get around the effects. So it's not like, Ren Horror, like, completely useless, they just have to, like, find a way to, like, make it work, right?
Yeah. So Ryu jumps in and he's like, I'll take this guy down. He was my efficient.
So
And
I'm
then
just...
he freaking loses.
I've straight up named this Twitch stream Ryu's Big Moment question mark.
I'm so upset.
Oh, sup Cookie, thanks for the point donation.
Oh hey.
Yeah, awesome. Wow,
Yeah,
people are more into this than I expected.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm frustrated that Ryu jumps in to get his big moment and then just jobs immediately.
Yeah. I lurk often. Awesome. There's a bit of context to this that I do want to point out that they, like, actually didn't give from the manga.
Yeah, because there's also something really confusing about him jumping in.
Yeah, alright, what do you think's confusing about it?
What's confusing is he jumps in and then he jobs and loses, and then something about him jumping in and losing like gave Rin and Horo a hint as to how they could beat him.
Alright, so that's not what I was gonna get, but it is explained a bit better in the manga.
I would hope so, because they're just like, Ryu showed us the way, and it's like, did he?
Yeah, alright, so straight up for that, like, in the manga, like, they're like, oh yeah, thanks to Ryu, we know to be wary of the Mirage, which isn't a great explanation, but sure, good enough.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's because they're sensing things anyways.
Yeah, but also this is anime. Like that's like a low level like fighting trick in any other anime where it's like, oh, he has like an illusion or a mirage or whatever. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
now I need to be wary of.
Ryu died so everyone else could be like, oh yeah, I guess we gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
And they
Re-
just did something that made it so they didn't have to watch out for that.
yeah. Ryu died so they could see through the double team technique from
Oh
Pokemon.
boy.
where
So,
where where Pokemon in that series will just take an attack and swing it around the illusions and take them all out.
yeah. So what we're going to get into is that it's like, oh hey, it's kind of weird that Ryu's big ultimate like power isn't like sushi knife, isn't it?
I mean, there's the whole thing about him being a chef or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and the manga is just a quick thing where he's like, oh yeah, I'll show you why I'm gonna be the chef at Anna's hot spring.
He says that in the anime too.
Okay, I completely missed that.
Yeah, and it's called like sashimi knife.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's like his whole final oversoul upgrade is literally just a way to cook fish and like cut them up good.
Yeah, but it's still like
Oh,
it,
Ryu.
like he jobbed so hard that this is an explanation for why he jobbed last time. Like, oh, he got an armored oversoul. He was gonna use it last time, but you broke his arms off.
Yeah. So yeah, the explanations that he was made simulations off our and else were Rin Horror were gonna be lapsed from since he wasn't expected and like, yeah. No one expected Rin and Horror to look at their like elemental like disadvantage in the environment and be like, alright, well screw it, we'll find a way. Man, I like legit question.
Hmm.
Why, like, because I'm a bit unclear on, like, how exactly this power system works in, regards to, like, gang abilities or, like, special, like, tricks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why wasn't Ryu's final power, like, some weird, like, tricky ability he could work with, right?
Why wasn't it bigger like Yamato no Orochi?
Yeah, not even that. Like, was it something like, like his own illusion ability or something? Because
To
it's like,
counter. Yeah, if this is what it
yeah,
was leading up to, then why wasn't it like he gets like a mirror power or whatever?
yeah, because it's like, I know there's like a whole symbolism thing going on with like Orochi and Susano and stuff, but like, Tokagero's whole thing is that he's like a dirty fighter who like, runs away and like cheats and stuff, right? Like, that's kind of like the type of character he was. It's
Yeah.
like Ryu knows he's like the weakest member of the group, so like when I was like watch this, it's like why isn't Ryu's power something like, he can like make a body double of himself that seems to be dead or something and then like hide underground and sneak attack or something like that, right?
Well, that's also a low level trick
Oh
because like
yeah.
Yo uses it and then Marco used it because Yo used it.
Yeah, like if anyone should have like a duplicate ability, I feel like it should be Ryu, right?
Nah. I think Ryu should have grown 8 arms that look like snake heads.
Aw, dude.
Like like on his back or whatever as his armored oversoul, and he can attack from every direction, like all over the place. Ryu didn't have to be this weak.
Yeah, I headcanon they made the Oversoul too fast. You mean like physically too fast, or they like just, sort of like just bull crapped it and just threw something together to make an upgrade work? There probably was how the show it's afterthought, but he's pretty depressed that they wasted mana on him. Oh yeah. More so he didn't put much thought. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that sounds a lot like Ryu.
I think it's more so that the writer didn't put enough thought into it.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. It's like that sounds a lot like Ryu, but also doesn't sound that much like Takagero, right?
Like
Oh man,
Because heck,
yeah.
his opponent is a giant snake. And so Ryu is just like, oh, you think your one snake is strong? And then he sprouts 8 snake heads out of his back.
Yeah, that'd be like pretty cool.
And then
He
like
just
the other
like
guy,
outsnakes the guy, like he's like maybe like spins them around, like, you know, uses wide attacks with them.
well, then it's like, oh yeah, well, Ryu just wins this instantly because he's got more snakes. And then the other guy goes, oh, you think there's only one snake in a desert? And then a whole crap load of his snakes pop out of the sand. And it's a whole big cool thing. But no.
Yeah, that'd actually be really cool, actually. Like, you know, if it's not that, like, say, alright, let's say Ryu has, like, you know, instead of this, he has multiple snake heads, right? Because that's a whole Orochi thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, say he's like shooting his snake heads around and he has a big cool like moment with that where he's like, you know, kills the other snake and stuff. And then the guy sneaks up on him because Mirage, and you know, because like he's got all these long range like weapons just extended out, he can't reel them back fast enough, and that's how he loses, right? That would make sense, yeah.
Well, I'm writing a scenario in my head where it's a cool fight and Ryu might actually win.
Oh man, we can headcan this a lot.
But no, Ryu's big cool power is that he gets a sword arm.
To be fair, it does do one cool sword attack and then he loses.
Way to go, Shaman King writer.
He really, did sashimi that snake really good.
Man, you really thought of all of 5 seconds on Ryu's power, huh?
Oh man, writing manga is hard.
It's like I'm pretty sure he just stopped caring about Ryu. Like there's the whole stupid gag where like his pompadour keeps getting cut. They just abandoned that at some point.
Oh yeah, they abandoned that super hard. Which is a shame because it was a really good gag.
It was pretty good. Like, it
was a pretty good visual gag.
I don't really care about that all that much. It's just...
Yeah, it's more the principle, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Ryu, whatever. Everybody else is more important, so Ryu gets a sword arm and he loses.
Yeah, he gets Yo's power, but worse.
It freaking TN'd him.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryu got the shaft pretty hard.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Yamcha, Krillin, nah, he got TN'd.
Man, all I'm just thinking is there's a character in Demon Slayer who's just like an annoying little brat, and he's like a cowardly loser and the worst, and everyone looks at him and they're like, you suck, like why are you even here? And he gets the best fights in the series because they take that and it's like, okay, now let's have him like win and actually be cool and do a cool thing. It's like a good emotional like character moment.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating.
Man, so I know that character's great. His whole gimmick is he has his one move and he just hyperactively overtrained that one thing like an idiot. But if he can do the one thing, he wins.
So Megumin and explosion magic. Basically,
except it's like Iato draw slashes. It's literally like he just puts his... Yeah.
He practiced how to do the Iaito thing. That's all he does.
He just puts his sword away and then runs forward really fast and cuts your head off.
Nice.
And that's all he's got.
It's got the same energy of that samurai dude in Ultimate Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Or like, whichever games he's in, where everybody has these big, super powerful attacks, and then Mifune just has a katana and he slices you real good with it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's my guy. I like him.
It's a really cool sword slash. But yeah, so Ryu fights and they have their snake battle and it doesn't go well.
Ryu loses and then Horo and Rin are like, use ice particles to generate electricity and sap, and he's dead.
Yeah, because the logic is like, oh, lightning's caused by like bits of ice colliding in like storm clouds in the atmosphere or whatever. But there's no ice in a desert, so they have to find water and then like freeze it to make the ice so they can like use electricity.
And then Horo finds water underground instantly.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
He
much.
he goes and finds water underground despite the fact that Namire is sitting right next to a little pond.
Yeah. As to be fair, they would have had to like make their way to the pond, and that might have been. Well, I don't know. Now that I say out loud, that's not impossible. It probably would have been a pretty interesting fight. It's like less how do we beat this guy, and more how do we get Rin and Horo to the water while this guy's attacking us. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that could have been like, yo, alright, like, I'm thinking this in my head can. It's like, alright, rewrite this fight to make it, like, a bit better. It's like, okay, Ryu fights this guy and he loses, but he keeps him distracted enough for Rin and Horo to get to the Oasis, and then they win because of Ryu. Because he, like, distracted him for long enough. Yeah, I feel like that would make sense. But yeah, they just beat him. They like just shoot him with lightning. Like it for a second, it looks like he's just a pile of ashes after that. Like they really blast him.
Yep.
Dude's dead.
Yep, and they just move on. It's like, we'll resurrect you after this.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that they make absolutely just super sure to just hammer in like we can't afford to lose anyone. We're in like limited energy as is. We need to like save literally all our strength for the final boss.
Yeah.
And then like immediately through the first two things they lose like 3 people in a row and have to revive them.
Yeah. Resurrect Ryu so we can job later.
Yeah. Oh no, that's totally how it's gonna be, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure he's just gonna job later. Like, it's all Ryu does now.
So ironic question, how easy would it have been for Yo to just take this guy?
Oh, stupid easy.
Because Yo's power just cuts through Oversouls anyways, so like, yeah, he has had to like make sure he didn't get snuck up on, and he could have just cut through whatever he sent at him.
Yeah, just defeat the guy instantly, and then just walk. Like, I don't know. I feel like you could regenerate a lot of energy if you're just walking.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, it's fine.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Yo could fight a bunch of these guys and just beat them instantly, and it's like, all right, moving on.
Yeah. Meanwhile, before we actually get into the next thing, this is probably a bit like out of order, actually, but screw it.
We jump into the thing where everybody's on the beach.
Yeah, oh yeah, just straight up. It's like, yeah, just cut back to the beach.
Hey, they resurrected Hanagumi. Who resurrected Hanagumi? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, like June or something. Yeah, honestly, probably June.
Yeah.
This, like, how Namiri was more nuanced in the manga. Gave Ryu respect after being him and Issei didn't remember. And after Issei didn't remember him, it's annoying. Yeah.
Oh man, I respect you so much for jobbing. Okay, it was June.
Yeah. Like, that's a cool little detail. But yeah, all the villains are just alive now, except for, like, 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we brought everyone back except for, like, freaking Peyote and Turbine.
Turbine, that's it, yeah.
Because I guess Turbine just got smashed really, really hard.
Yeah.
No, wait, didn't Turbine get, like, gunned down or something? Yeah.
He was the guy that Peyote specifically went after first, I think.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we know. Yeah, the body's 2 damage.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I think it's because Peyote was like, that was his Turbine was his initial target, and so he took damage, as much damage as Peyote did. Man, yeah, everybody else made it out.
Out of all the characters I expected to survive this show, I did not expect friggin' Blocken and Big Guy Bill.
Yeah.
Lego Man and American Football Dude.
Yeah. Especially since Blocken is already just like a torso and a head with like Lego bricks for arms and legs.
Yeah, Blockenhead, like, it's so rough anyways. It's kind of insane. Like, literally just without Shaman, like, power, he would not be able to get around.
Yeah.
He might not be able to live if he ran out of energy. I don't know, man. Like, that seems about right. Like,
Oh
I'd
yeah.
not be surprised if you, like, opened up, like, the thing and there's just, like, raw, like, like, organs just spilling out, That's the impression Blocken gives me.
Yeah.
It's like the baby from Eraserhead.
Sure. It's not terribly important, but there was a part where Silva like attacks Opacho, and it's just like you won't get out of here without sacrificing people.
Yeah, just earlier on. It's interesting that it goes for Opacho specifically.
Yeah, well, it's because look at that tiny little character
Yeah.
over there.
Honestly, at this point, Opacho probably is the weakest among them, like, actually.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah,
Man,
Yo blocks his attack, and then Silva's just like, "All right, I'm out."
if Opacho gets a better deal than Ryu, that's gonna be insane to me. the literal like first like antagonist of the series we get introduced to in like chapter 1, who we've been building up this entire time, is like, a shaman prodigy who's totally gonna catch up or whatever, versus like Hal's random henchman who's not even really a fighter.
Tiny little child who turns into a sheep and kicks people.
Yeah, she kicks them real good. But yeah, like, Anatol's still alive, like, I do like this scene, honestly, where it's like they're all just sort of hanging out. And, I think, like, I forget who, but someone's like, oh, wait, but yeah, those are, like, Hal's guys. We should, like, take them out. And, Blocken's like, why, though? Hal's already won. You can't do anything. Yeah, we're just gonna go.
It's Anahol. Mickey walks up and it's like, oh yeah, he went fishing with Blocken. And it's like, you're fishing with the enemy? And Blocken's just like, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah. They've already succeeded. They're just like, yeah, just I guess this is it. Then like, I'd see you guys again, like, a week or something if Hal becomes God.
Yeah, we're gonna do a fish barbecue or whatever.
Yeah. I like to imagine they're just gonna do like a celebratory world conquest barbecue, and that Mickey's just like, you know what? Yeah, sure, I'll give you some for that. I'll help you get some preparations. Yeah, how abandoned the base. Yeah, I don't think I'd say quite abandoned, but sure.
Yeah, ultimately, like Blocken said, it just doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Also, everybody here except for like Manta and his dad are shamans, and in Hal's world, shamans are safe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's another thing we.
Unless Hal is just like, all right, you all opposed me, so you die, which he probably would.
Honestly, like, think about there's one specific screenshot I should have got that I completely forgot to.
Which one?
I think, like, once I start talking, I'll probably know. And it's like, yeah, meanwhile, off to the side, Curse Girl is just waking up, just naked in a coat. And, like, Azim or whatever is just like, oh, yeah, you were wet, so I gave you a coat and dried your clothes or whatever.
And she's like, oh, no, I've been seen naked, now I'll never be married.
But I could marry the fuck out of you.
Yeah, and then he proposes to her with like a nut from the ship.
He's like, yeah, I'll marry you, but unfortunately all I have is this nut. And it's like a literal nut. Like a little like metal like like thing you like just wrench onto things.
Yeah. So what I'm confused about is like he proposes to her, and then I think it's supposed to be that he's wearing a watch with Miss Maiden on it.
Yeah, that makes her upset. And he's like, okay, so do you want to, like, call it off? And she's like, no, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird and just, like, out of nowhere. Why so much content on that? Why so much content on that character we
Yeah.
just met? Yeah, exactly. Like,
And Anna's just like up there, like with Manta's dad tied up at the wrist by a rope, and she's like, "Oh, congratulations," whatever her name was.
like this is a weirdly kinky cutaway. Like, there's some subtext going on here. Oh man. Like, I do like the explanation he gives where he's just like, oh yeah, it's like, I just died, so something out that makes me want to live even harder now. And it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he wants to live his life to the fullest now, and it's like, all right, time to get married.
I think you're making a huge mistake. Maybe give it a few dates first, but sure, why not?
But yeah, so Manta's dad being tied up is like the goofiest thing, because it's like he's just a normal dude surrounded by shamans.
He's just a normal dude watching a shaman give a naked girl his nut.
Yeah. It's like, hey, could you untie me? I'm not gonna cause any problems. And I'm sitting there like, no, you won't, because you can't.
You literally can't. Like, what are you gonna do against Anna and her, like, shikigamis? Or the golem?
Or Big Guy Bill, or the Chinese dude, or Hanagumi. Like, they're all here.
Big Guy Bill just, like... we see Manta's dad just get untied and immediately tries to run away, and Big Guy Bill is like, my time has come. I've got this.
Yeah, he's a football player, so he's just like, oh, I'll just tackle this guy, no problem.
I've got an entire team. I can catch him in a jiff.
Yeah, never mind just how big he is. You can hold him up with one hand, like...
Yeah. He's just gonna, like, grab Manta's dad, and it's like the DK, like, cargo throw from Smash, where he's just holding him up with one arm.
Yeah. So yeah, basically them tying him up is like the most pointless thing I've seen in this show.
Oh, man.
And he's just like, I just want to talk to my son alone. And then they just leave him, and it's like, oh yeah, he'll be fine.
I love that Mickey specifically just went fishing just so they have another excuse to, like, just shove him in the freaking swimming trunks again.
I'm fine with it. Mickey's usually funny when he's on screen, so...
This is just his default character outfit now. There is no other proper portrayal in any fighting games. He has to be in the swim trunks.
It's gotta be like, I don't know if there's definitely Shaman King fighting games, I guarantee it.
Yeah, the default has to be the swim trunk, and the alt is his monk uniform.
Yeah. Mickey in swimming trunks and a Tengu mask.
Oh man. So yeah, I guess cutting back to the main characters doing things.
We make it to ravine? A valley, whatever.
A valley, which is basically just a giant, like, pit in the ground.
Yeah, think Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it's like... I do like the little interaction they have before they go in here, where they're just like, hey,
can't figure out how to open this door. Let's just break it.
Let's just break this door down. And he just opens the door and he's like, please don't break my door.
And then he shoots them.
Yeah. It's a surprisingly effective sneak attack for someone who, like, comes out literally because people are gonna trash stuff otherwise.
Yeah. Also, this guy's name is Braun.
Yeah, like, right. Bronze. Yeah, okay. Alright, that's way easier to remember than I like. Yeah, alright, yeah.
Yeah. But before they open the door, there's like a whole thing where Lyserg is like, man, watching Namire just get roasted really, like, shook me. And Chocolov's just like, you'd be weird if it didn't.
Yeah. Fair enough, man.
Yeah. It's like, but this is what we got to do to advance.
Yeah. This is... Like, watch him get electrocuted weirdly shook me, says the guy who would, like, immediately at the end of this episode light a dude on fire and burn them to death.
Yeah, but Lyserg found his resolve or something.
He found his resolve to kill a dude with fire.
There's also the possibility that he's not dead because, like, it ends on him being burned, so it might not even be the end of the fight. He might endure it and be like, "Ha, that's not enough," and then they have to fight him for longer.
I feel like this dude's done. I don't think we're gonna waste much more time on him.
Don't get me wrong. I want them to just move past this guy and keep going. I'm just saying there's a possibility that because of how the episode ended, he might just shrug it off and be like, "Nah, I'm fine."
Man, well, what happens to your body if you just, like, get lit on fire and burned to death, and then you, like, fall at, like, terminal velocity and hit the ground is, like, just a burning pile of, like, flesh. Like, is that too damaged to revive?
I don't know.
I don't know how you can, like, really fix that, but I'm sure people have their ways. It just seems like a lot. I don't know, this seems like it would be, like, beyond June's capability, but not quite beyond Faust's capability somehow. I don't know how that logic tracks, it just kinda does. But yeah, so this guy just shows up and he just grabs everyone's big dumb spider web. And he's like, "Hey guys, wanna hear my neutrality song?"
And then he sings a song.
Gotta sing about how
there is no good or evil, there are no gods, whatever. It's like,
God is dead, man has killed him.
So he was singing it, I'm just like, what is this, like a nihilism song? What's happening? It's weird.
Kind of.
It's supposed to be a song of neutrality, I guess, but it's like...
Grasp your destiny, become your own Wounder Man. Just throwing in, like, Nietzsche.
But yeah, they're like... He's like, this song is what gives us weird extra powers that normal shamans don't get. And it's like, alright.
I feel like there's a Soka joke to be made here somewhere. I don't know where. If you know, you know. Oh, man. But yeah, he just grabs her up in the web and they can't escape. Because, like, if they cut the web, they'll just fall, like, down the valley and just splat. And the only one to escape is... Right, before I move on, I should quickly mention that it's like, while they're stuck in the web, like, specifically Choco Love's like, okay, yeah, I'll deal with this, because it's like the sky, this is my domain. And he's getting ready to summon the flying city of Machu Picchu, which is completely different from the past exclamation in the anime. So if you're just watching the anime with no context, this comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because in the anime, he summons, like, his own flying, like, spider web. And he's, like, walking on, like, the strings. But, like, that's right what the art guy's doing, so they have to do Machu Picchu. It's just a flying city now, for no reason.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter because it's not strong enough to hold everybody and whatever.
Yeah, they should have been barred drawing it or, like, mentioning it, honestly. I feel like, like that, you could have just used that resources on, like, other parts of the show, absolutely. Yeah, so Lyserg's like, hey, don't do it, I'll take this guy, he was my old mentor, I'll burn him with hellfire. As Sasuke is in the mango, Lyserg notices that Braun seemed off from when he was finding him as his off-scent. Oh, yeah. Also, yeah, the city was random. Oh, man. Cause like originally that was just like the whole explanation. It's like, oh, but that's just gone now.
Whatever. We're
Like,
nearing
why
the end of
do
the
it?
series.
Yeah.
We're nearing the end of the series. It doesn't matter now.
Oh man. Everyone can serve your oversoul, and Chocolove's like, no, I'm summoning the entire lost city of Machu Picchu.
Well, it makes sense in the context where it's like, all right, I need something for us to stand on,
Yeah. Yeah, straight up.
and then it turns out that he doesn't have enough energy to like make it strong enough to catch everybody.
Yeah, that seems to be what's going on. Yeah, like, it wouldn't be strong enough to hold everyone.
Yeah, and so Spider-Man here is shooting webs at people and killing. Like, I guess he killed Ren, and then he's like, "Oh, Horo is barely alive," and then he kills him too.
I do want to point out back when everyone had like 300 like Furyoku or whatever, there was that one patch test where they got dropped out of like a moving plane at like terminal velocity, and they like smashed their oversouls into the ground to like, keep from taking fall damage.
That's a good point. Everybody should know how to survive this if they're not already dead.
Yeah, like, sure it would be a waste of energy, but also it's only like 300 points out of like 5,000. That seems pretty fair to me.
Drop in
Heck,
the
at
bucket.
like, yeah, at Ren's point it would be like 50,000. Yeah, that seems totally worth it, honestly.
But whatever, we have to have the drama with Spider-Man and the yeah.
Yeah,
He's
it's
just
fine. Like,
he's just killing people. Whatever.
yeah, this I weirdly kept this gift sounds super hypocritical after like the big like thing we won last week. I kind of have to appreciate how this is just like the purest effing shonen arc ever. It's just straight up like, okay, yeah, just a series of battles where it's gonna like just bullcrap situations so every character has their moment to shine, except for the ones who don't. And yeah, let's just go with that then.
Yeah, we're
So
fighting
it's-
through. We're fighting through a group of officials to get to a person. Welcome to the Save Rukia arc.
yeah, just straight up. Hey Ichigo, how did you do in that fight against Zaraki? Not well? Okay, well that sucks. Keep going.
Not well, but I beat him. Or did he?
Yeah, he did win, but he was all like screwed up afterwards. And he
Yeah, that
was
fight.
like exhausted and stuff.
Yeah, that fight with Zaraki messed him up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Lyserg is just like, oh, I know all your moves. Now burn in hellfire.
I'll burn you and your spider web.
Wait, then there's nothing to hold everybody, and then everybody just falls.
No, it's fine, cause I imagine
Lyserg
like
will-
immediately after he burns the web, Lyserg's gonna form his own strings to catch everyone. Because of
Yeah,
course.
Yeah. And it's
But
like, all right,
yeah.
we gotta revive Ren and Horo and move on.
Yeah, I should probably mention Braum just straight up like murders two of the party members like immediately, huh?
Yeah.
Just like knocks them out and just shoots them while they're in the web, and he doesn't like, bother doing this to the rest of them. But yeah, it's just like so much for we can't take any losses.
As they take countless losses.
Yeah, we're like
not countless, but you know.
we're
What I mean.
more people down than we've taken out patch efficients at this point.
Yeah.
We've got 10 of these guys to go through. This is not going well. But yeah, that's the episode.
Yep.
Yeah, man, so I guess any thoughts or whatever?
It's fine, except for when Ryu jobs for no reason.
Yeah, like, how do you feel about, like, the environmental gimmicks? Like, the plants so far?
Yeah. They're stage settings.
Yeah,
Or whatever. Like, it's like, whatever. It's like, oh, they're gonna fight them in this environment. Okay.
Yeah, I like the, like, environmental factor, like, playing into all this. I think adds, like, a really, like, fresh, new, like, element to all these fights we've been having. Because up until now, it's been, like, like big like open arena or like a big empty field or like something, right? And now it's like, okay, yeah, like can you fly? That's gonna be important now. Let's have a sky battle.
Yeah.
Can you deal with this thing? And how do you feel about being underwater? Does that help your power? Yeah, no. All right, let's see.
Oh man, weird that this biome we're fighting in is just a big graveyard.
Oh, that's I hope. I know it won't happen, but I just hope.
Yeah.
Patch go for
Eh,
the kill, and once again it's very expressed in the manga, but Rin Horror a bit thrown off having to kill Namire to move forward. It'll get addressed the next episode. Oh yeah.
Well, they do mention that, like they're screwing around, like it's like, oh, we're gonna break the door or whatever, and Chocolov's just like, yeah, they're probably the most shook up about it.
Yeah. I feel like that's like always been a big Sean thing where it's like, oh yeah, both your hero and your blah blah blah. Both your hero and your villain probably kill, but at least your hero's gonna feel bad about it afterwards.
My only issue is that, like, yes, Ren has changed, but this guy formerly would kill somebody without a second thought. I would
Yeah.
like, I know he's changed, but I don't think he should be so shook up about this.
It's such a weird thing where it's like Rin went through character development and now has to kind of go through like reverse character development so he can stop caring and become a psychopath again because it's the only way to move forward.
Not even saying that. It's just like he wouldn't have lost the experience of killing people in the past. Sure, it's not a good thing for him now, but
Yeah, the
it's
situation
like
with Crom really messed him up. Oh yeah. This is like if like the Digimon Emperor just got shook out of his whole thing and became kin, and then like it's like, oh, we have to stop this big threat, guys. Hey Kin, how good are you at enslaving Digimon? We really need you to enslave a lot of Digimon right now, really quickly. He's just like, but I can't. They're like, no, kid, you have to. It's the only way.
uh,
We need you to become really smart and really good at sports again.
never mind that they took out the dumb plot device that made you smart and good at sports.
Never mind that they took out the dumb plot device, and then you also did something to demonstrate you were still really good at sports by, like, kicking a thing across the room in the Giga's house.
And 02 is stupid.
02 is so dumb, but I kind of
Okay,
I
let me
feel like I'm at
rephrase
the
that.
point where I kind of find it endearing in a weird way.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. It's fine up until the point where they reveal that Ken was only evil because he had like a spore in his neck.
Oh man. I really should have paid more attention to the preview. I feel like I kind of skimmed over for some reason and I don't remember why.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
I
just straight up, the writing's so rough at times.
there's good points about 02, but a lot of it's really stupid. Also, nope, I lost it. Oh yeah, I don't really watch the previews for the next episodes, so
Yeah,
I'll see what it's about when we get there.
yeah, I feel like I watch the previews more for like Ghost Game just because it's like,
What
I
Digimon
actually,
are they gonna show?
yeah, it's like, because I actually know the characters, so it's like, okay, yeah, what's this episode going to be? Is there anything that looks interesting, And it's
Phustus?
Shaman Kings, it's like, it's characters stand around talking or whatever, or like, just stuff like that. It's like, okay, I don't know what this is going to mean, just straight up.
The preview for this next episode, who's this totally normal looking old dude in a pirate costume? I doubt
Why
the
is he in
previews.
Shaman King?
No, I mean, no, I was talking about a Ghost Game, obviously, but like,
Man. That'd be so
I,
funny if Captain Hookmon somehow showed up in Shaman King.
it's like,
I am the Ocean Patch Tribe member. I've
go
got
away.
a boat.
Go away, Captain Hookmon.
Yeah, just look at it's gonna be on the level episode 26 or 30, so on Rin Death / End of Golem. Oh, heck yeah. Alright.
That's a pretty high bar.
That's a pretty high bar. You know what, I am excited for where this arc goes, like, unironically. Like, I know I'm being kind of hard on it, but also, like, you know, I want to see what cool, like, animal spirits the patch pull out, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Owl Guy is going to do with his owl and stuff. Like, what's this going to even be?
Oh, crap. Yeah, considering the animal spirit thing, it makes sense that Silva would be the final boss because he has multiple.
Yeah.
Everybody else is only using one.
As at least the start of my favorite patch fight. Man. Actually, thinking about, yeah, what's Golva's thing going to be?
All of the animals.
Alright, hear me out, right? What if Golva has, like, a mythical creature?
That would be kind of wild.
Like, it's like a Thunderbird or some crap, right? Like, something that's like, you know, like, it's like a Wendigo or something. So it's, like, vaguely associated with, like, Native American folklore that she can pull out and be, like, a cool big reveal.
My stupid like idea in my head is like Silva has some animals, and then they get to Goldfa. She's like, "Behold my oversoul, Noah's Ark," and it's every animal, and there's 2 of them.
She pulls out her medium, and it's just this giant boat in the ocean domain. And she's like this ship crafted with traditional patch methods in America. Man, I feel like Golva's probably gonna be like an eagle or something because she has like the feathered headdress and stuff. But also, like, part of me wants to like guess she's going to be a bear, and I don't know why.
I like the idea of the mythical creature thing, or having like all of the animals. Maybe not in the Noah's Ark thing,
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really funny though.
that would be hysterical.
Man, I'm trying to think of like ways this could go that wouldn't be like, yo. Cause it's like what would be like I know. I'm like, you know what, yeah, this is like a thing with like the world on Turtle's back or something. Well, if that's it. It's just a giant turtle and it's got the globe on it. And that's why it's the universe domain.
Oh man, yeah. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I'll see next we're getting closer to part of the OG ending hams. I'll put, oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. Heck yeah.
Wow, we got this close in the original and just stopped?
Well, in the manga, at least.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, why would you get this close to the end and just be like, stop making the series?
Yeah, Burnout sucks.
I guess, yeah.
Right, before I call it night, there's something I do want to mention.
Okay.
It's the, like, because, like, no Ghost game, I was looking through the volume I have, and it's like, okay, is there anything I can talk about? And I was like, alright, maybe I should, like, talk about the Anna the Taco short, which is, like, her backstory. I read through the first page, and it was immediately super clear it's, like, it's extremely non-canon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's, like, first off, like, is, like, kind of funny, like, culture thing that she's just standing there, like, you know, in the cover page with, like, a bandana covered in, like, you know, the, like, swastikas, you know, they're used in, like, Hinduism and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the properly used one, not the reverse Nazi ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, first, like, page, it's like she's talking to a ghost and she's, like, smiling and she's excited. And it's like, okay, yeah, no, this isn't the end we know.
That's not canon. Anna happy?
Yeah. So I just sort of skimmed through it. Seems like she helps fight off an evil bad man by coincidentally letting a samurai ghost possess her, who's not a Mitamaru, but who is still a samurai, very clearly. And she uses his own sword to beat them.
Okay.
So yeah, they used a lot of this for the, like, first episode, seemingly. And honestly, I can't blame them. It's a pretty good opening.
Oh, this Anna spin-off thing, was this like something that happened before the series?
Yeah, this is like a one-shot the creator made before the first, like, chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's honestly not too uncommon of a thing for, like, mangaka to, like, just do a one-shot of a thing to feel out the reaction to it and how people like the concept. And if it does well, they'll, like, go to some publishers with those, like, reviews and stuff and be like, hey, people like this, let me make it like a manga, and that'll help them get picked up, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, interesting. It's just kind of strange to imagine Shaman King where Anna's the protagonist.
Yeah, the
Or, like,
manga
the
of
main-
Jump would have two would have been interesting.
the main protagonist, at least.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, there's also, like, there's one of those that I read a while back, too, for, like, Naruto, strangely enough. It was like, oh yeah, the Nine Tails isn't, like, really a thing. Instead, it's like Naruto just is, like, a fox.
Oh.
And he just really likes turning into girls, and people are really upset at him. And you get the swing set moment and stuff. It's like, boy, that concept changed. Also, My Hero. Oh, yeah, My Hero had a good one, too, where it's like, yeah, something like the My Hero one-shot that predates the manga is something like, Deku was like, he was like an inventor or something, like he was the guy making, like, tools for the heroes. And,
What's her face?
yeah, he has to, like, get over his, like, despair at, not having powers to realize he can help people through his inventions.
That's a pretty cool plot.
Yeah. And it's like a grown adult Deku, yeah.
I'm fine with where My Hero is currently, but I wouldn't I don't know, maybe My Hero Academia would have still been pretty good if it was about a guy who made the superhero gadgets.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting, I think. If it's like we're following the guy who's like, like the sideline character helping the hero out, and you get all their emotional reactions to the tech stuff and their, like, struggles, and then you also get, like, the heroes doing the big fan stuff.
Yeah, you gotta see how the thing he made for them benefits them in the fight.
Yeah. Naruto's... Alright, yeah, I already read that, yeah. So yeah, why was Ginga? I was like, alright, the M1 shot was like a bust. Then he changed it because he wanted to a passive of the torch story. Oh yeah. Honestly, like, as much as like the original idea, that was probably the way better option, just straight up. It's a pretty good passive of the torch story. But yeah, where I was getting is that it's like, alright, the, like, Anna one-shot kind of just peered out, didn't really, like, have much interest in it. Turns out there's another one-shot, like, immediately after that at the very back of the volume.
Really?
And it is basically nothing, but it is really funny. It's just a little bit about Gandhara. And, like, you see there's, like, this big parade going on, right? And it's like Sati's going to the Shaman fight event. And, she's got, like, all her, like, companions with her and stuff. She's, like, riding an elephant, looking all cool and everything. And, like, you just hear the crowd cheering and people are saying stuff, and they're just like, oh, man, yeah, Sati's, like, just so strong, she's so graceful and kind, like, all the people that follow her are, like, like 500,000 mana or more or something, they're all, like, crazy, and they're, like, you hear, so that's that to what the extras for the Mako was re-released, yeah. And you hear someone say, like, yeah, yo, nothing would ever shake Sati's composure. Has she, like, stay so youthful? And someone else is like, oh, yeah, yo. They're called remixes? Oh, nice. Maybe I should look into more of these. This one's pretty good. But yeah, so it's like, oh, didn't you know Sati's actually, like, pushing 40? And you see she's kind of, like, sweating a bit. And they're like, yeah, if you really look close, you'd see the laugh lines around her mouth, right? And so I was like, yeah, I heard the, like, that was basically how the voice. And it's like, you see... Like, yo, people just keep saying so. They're like, oh yeah, yo, did you hear? Like, yeah, apparently when she was like 13, she became a shaman, and then she, like, yo, stole a ship and became a criminal. Yeah, she stole like 10 Buddha statues. It was wild. And she starts like sweating harder. And it just. Just camera pans over. As I bring the image up, and the people taunting her are literally like Hal and his cronies. And they've got like megaphones. And it's like, that's how she's pulling the good girl act. Oh man, that's really bold of you. Bringing up ponchos just like you're a bad lady.
Wow. This seems really beneath Hal.
It really is, but it's really funny. They just showed up before the shaman fight in their civilian clothes. Just to, like, just screw with Sati before the match. Before the tournament.
Yeah, that's goofy.
Oh man, is it canon? I know. I'm gonna say yes. I want to be. But more than that, I love this a lot.
It's so dumb.
A lot.
So like up until this moment, they're just like disembodied speech bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's and you good. Just see they're the ones that are talking.
That's pretty good.
Just spreading bad rumors about Sati as she just goes our way.
But the way she's reacting, they're apparently true.
Yeah. Because, like, Hal can read minds, so he knows all the deeds.
Yeah.
He knows it all. There's also a mangaka's newer art style at the time. Oh, really? Yeah, I can see it, actually. Yeah, they do look a bit off. Oh, man, not off isn't bad, just isn't, like, different for clarity.
Yeah. Also, at this point, it's weird to see Peyote without, like, the mask or whatever.
Oh, yeah, like, he's had, like, the mask off a few times, and it's just, you know...
Yeah, but it's just, I think at this point in the story, we hadn't really seen it yet.
Oh, no, we had, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's, like, after he loses his, like, match against Chocolove, there's just a quick scene in the manga that I forgot to mention on that episode. Where it's, like, you know, he's, like, sitting in bed with that, like, mask on, and he's like, oh, man, Hal really doesn't care what happens to us, huh? And because it's like apparently Hal showed up and was like, oh, you lost? Oh, well, you know, don't worry about it. Don't matter. Yeah. It was a surprise for most because it had been so long since the manga original ended. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, I know. Maybe I'll find more of those. Probably not, but you know, I don't know, man. I'll look around, I guess.
You're good for padding out the time on the podcast.
It's a pretty fun distraction, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else we really want to get into, or do we want to just call it a day?
I'm ready to call it. I'm hungry.
Alright, see you guys around.